quite often the most obvious methods of self-defense will be overlooked because they are too simple. So we quite often will overlook them as being too simple and we go into the more complicated things, but obviously it's the most simple things are the most effective all the time. And we quite often only learn, especially in things like Baguazhang, we learn very complicated moves which we would never ever use, ever, in the hope that the more simple movements will become really easy and subconscious and reflex actions. So in the suddenly violent methods, we have some very quite simple methods, more simple than the other ones. You always start off with the more complicated ones and then go on to the more simple ones. But even the simple ones are fairly complicated to the novice, simply because you have to have all of the prerequisites that I've been speaking about, like the Fa Jing. You've got to have this spiral coming up from the ground up through your body. You've got to have that first, and you have to be able to keep doing that, keep rerouting the energy rather than doing bang and then bang bang and then just having to reload every time. This energy must bounce back and cause your body to keep going like it's a spring hitting on a cam. You know, it's going, or like a machine gun going off. You know, that bullet exploding causes the thing to reload, and then that bullet causes it to reload, and so on. So it keeps going like this, and it's very hard for most of the so-called hard stylists in the martial arts systems to understand, because most of them, and that's not being machine gun, that's not reloading, that's having to stop, put your gun down, clean it, and then reload it and then shoot it. That's what that is. What we want to do is to be able to bang, 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 keep going like that. So this first method is very simple, but you must have this continuous attacking, and that's what it mainly teaches you. And it's a most effective method of being suddenly violent. And keep in mind, of course, that these aren't for play, they're for very serious situations. And if you're in a situation that isn't very serious, then you're not doing a martial art. You shouldn't be there in the first place. So, well, it's very simple. You can start from anywhere. It can start, let's just throw a punch there, well. So we've just come in, simply straight in with the elbow this time. See how simple that is. Or it can come for a straight punch on the other side. That was exactly the same thing. I wanted to throw a straight punch with that hand. It can come that way as well. And they're all very deadly. None are more deadly than each other. They're all extremely deadly. It doesn't even matter what points you're striking to here. You're going to strike to the neck, you're going to strike to the back of the head, you're going to strike to the jaw, tip of the jaw for knockout points, you're going to strike to any points you want to here. So that's the first move that we're going to do. The whole thing simply looks like this. Again, roll. And it doesn't stop there, you just keep going, of course. So I don't know how many times I struck them. But it's a very simple, slowly it's load, 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 load. Your opponent is causing, there's the bullet going off, bang, and it's his head that's causing the reload. It's his body that's causing my waist to reload every time. So I'm not having to go, here's his punch, like this. It happens like, you see what the feet are doing. They're not jumping off the ground. The feet are going like this because of the action, not because I'm going like this. Again, I'll just watch the feet. That was 4 strikes in the space of like a split second. So the absolutely main thing here is to get this, as soon as you hit this, you must be extremely careful doing this method in particular because you're using an elbow, so really pull it right back here when you're doing it. When you're doing it, pull it back there. I can go in closer, and even often I strike people, but keep it out here. Okay? So, bang. It's that. See what the waist's doing? It's like a spiral. If I exaggerated, which you shouldn't, it's... See, the whole body's striking him rather than me just going... It's... You know, it's because...